ball was denied from a corner by Thibaut Courtois, but then netted with a header moments later to make it 2-2 on the night and send the visitors through. In the other Champions League matchup of the day, Bayern Munich advances to their quarterfinals for the fourth straight season, defeating Shakhtar Donetsk 7-0. Wow. It looks like Thomas Müller opened the scoring with a fourth-minute penalty, and by the time the striker added his second and Bayern's fourth in the 51st minute, Shakhtar's hopes on building an incredible goalless draw in the first leg had long disappeared. Bayern Munich 7, Shakhtar 0. Wow. And then going on to NBA scores here, it looks like the Grizzlies lost to the Celtics 95-92. Grizzlies 45-19 on the season. Right now the Heat up 10 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Magic in a close one with the Bucks 87-86 in the fourth quarter. Clippers on top of the Thunder 98-79, and the Nuggets up 20 on the Atlanta Hawks 60-40. Some other games tonight, some notable games actually if you look at it. Looks like we have, if I can get it actually to load, looks like we have the Houston Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN. Both teams have 20 losses. Rockets have 43 wins, while the Trailblazers have 41. Trailblazers are the favorite to win in this one if you're going to bet in Vegas. Also, on CSN, you have the Pistons and the Warriors at 10:30, and at 10 o'clock Eastern, you have the Timberwolves against the Suns on Fox Sports Arizona. So now again, if you want to turn this off, this is my final topics of the day. And again, I'm going to talk about two topics. One will be relationships, and the second one is going to be religion. So again, if this is all you want to listen to, sports, go ahead and turn it off right now. I have no problem with that. But if you want to listen, go right ahead. So for me, I kind of know as you get older, you start to accumulate more people, and you start to, once you're out of college, I guess, you start to realize real world problems and things like that, bills, career choices, relationships. And again, that's one of the topics that have been hit. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine on Sunday, and we both know a lot of people that are going through divorces right now, and it's not pretty. It's not a happy time. It's a sad time. Just to put myself a little bit out there, I thought my parents were very close to that, and luckily they weren't, but they were for a while. And honestly, you could point to a lot of reasons why, but it's funny. I had that talk, and then it flashed me back to an article I read earlier in the week. That's on a website called thoughtcatalog.com. If you want to check it out, it's a pretty good website. And this is written by, I have this right, Jamie Veron. The title of the article is "This is How We Date Now." It's written back a couple months ago, but it was starting to get popular on social media, and a couple friends I had posted this up. And again, you scroll through social media, see what people are up to, and you start to be curious. And you're like, oh, what's this about? So I clicked on it and decided to read it. And it was probably one of the most interesting articles that I've read in the last year or two. And I'm just going to read you the article. It's pretty long. So if you want to listen to it, go ahead. So here it is. We don't commit now. We don't see the point. They've always said that there are so many fish in the sea, but never has that sea of fish been right at our fingertips. On OkCupid, Tinder, Grindr, take your pick. We can order up a human being in the same way that we can order up Pad Thai on Seamless. We think intimacy lies in a perfectly executed string of emoji. We think effort is, quote-unquote, a good morning text. We say romance is dead, but maybe it is. But maybe we just need to reinvent it. Maybe romance in our modern age is putting the phone down long enough to look into each other's eyes at dinner. Maybe romance is deleting Tinder off your phone after an incredible first date with somebody. Maybe romance is still there. We just don't know what it looks like now. When we choose, if we commit, we are still one eye wandering at the options. We want the beautiful cut of filet mignon, but we're too busy eyeing the mediocre buffet because choice. Because choice. Our choices are killing us. We think choice means something. We think opportunity is good. We think the more chances we have, the better. But it makes everything watered down. Never mind actually feeling satisfied. We don't even understand what satisfaction looks like, sounds like, feels like. We're 1 foot out the door because outside that door is more. We don't see who's right in front of our eyes asking to be loved because no one is asking to be loved. We long for something that we still want to believe exists. Yet, we are looking for the next thrill, the next jolt of excitement, the next instant gratification. We soothe ourselves and distract ourselves, and even if we can't face the demons inside our own brain, how can we be expected to stick something out to love someone even when it's not easy to love them? We bail. We leave. We see a limitless world in the way that no generation before us has seen. We can open up a new tab, look at pictures of Portugal, pull out a visa, and book a plane ticket. We don't do this, but we can. The point is that we know we can, even if we don't have the resources to do so. There are always other tantalizing options. Open up Instagram and see the lives of others, the life that we could have. See the places that we're not traveling to. See the lives we're not living. See the people we're not dating. We bombard ourselves with stimuli, input, and we wonder why we're miserable. We wonder why we're dissatisfied. We wonder why nothing lasts and everything feels a little hopeless. Because we have no idea how to see our lives for what they are, instead of what they aren't. And even if we find it, say that we find that person we love who loves us, commitment, intimacy, I love you. We do it. We find it. Then quickly, we live it for others. We tell people we're in a relationship on Facebook. We throw our pictures up on Instagram. We become a quote-unquote we. We make it seem shiny and perfect because what we choose to share is a highlight reel. We don't share the 3 a.m. fights, the reddened eyes, the tear-stained bed sheets. We don't write status updates about how their love for us shines like a light on where we don't love ourselves. We don't tweet 140 characters of sadness when we're having the kinds of conversations that can make or break the future of our love. That is not what we share. Shiny picture, happy couple, love is perfect. Then, we see other happy, shiny couples and we compare. We are the emoji generation, choice culture, the comparison generation, measuring up, good enough, the best. Never before have we had such an incredible cornucopia of markers for what it looks like to live the best life possible. We input, and soon we find ourselves in despair. We'll never be good enough because we're trying to measure up to just does not, and I'm going to bleep this out, effing exist. It's in the article, so I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but I'm just going to put it that way. These lives do not exist. These relationships do not exist. Yet, we can't believe it. We see it with our own eyes, and we want it. And we make ourselves miserable until we get it. So, we break up. We break up because we're not good enough. Our lives aren't good enough. Our relationship isn't good enough. We swipe just a bit more on Tinder. We order someone up to our door just like pizza. And the cycle starts again. Emoji. Good morning text. Intimacy. Put down the phone. Couple selfie. shiny, happy couple. Compare, compare, compare. The inevitable creeping in of subtle dissatisfaction, the fights. Something is wrong, but I don't know what it is. This isn't working. I need something more. And we break up. Another love lost. Another graveyard of shiny, happy couple selfies. On to the next. Searching for the elusive more. The next fix. The next gratification. The next quick hit. Living our lives in 140 characters, 5-second snaps, frozen filtered images, 4-minute movies, attention here, attention there. More as an illusion. We worry about settling all while making ourselves suffer, thinking anything less than a shiny, happy, filtered life we've been accustomed to settling. What is settling? We don't know, but we effing don't want it. If it's not perfect, it's settling. If it's not glittery, filtered love, settling. If it's not Pinterest worthy, settling. We realize that this more is what we want is a lie. We want phone calls. We want a face we love, absent to the blue dim of a phone screen. We want slowness. We want simplicity. We want a life that does not need the validation of likes, favorites, comments, upvotes. We may not know yet we want this, but we do. We want connection, true connection. We want a love that builds, not a love that gets discarded for the next hit. We want to come home to people. We want to lay down our heads at the end of our lives and know that we lived well. We lived the F out of our lives. This is what we want, even if we don't know it yet. Yet, this is not how we date now. And this is not how we love now. Just let yourself soak that in for a second. It's interesting to me. It's a great article and great job by this person who wrote it. It's eye-opening to me. And yes, have I been a victim of this? Yes. I can admit that. I can happily admit that. And I'm sure other people can admit the same as well. We live in a world today where everything has to be perfect. You know, we take that perfect picture. Oh, happy couple, whatever. You know, we only post the things that we want people to see. And again, unless you're insane, very few people. Again, it's highly unlikely that you will post your problems on Facebook. Unlikely. Because you need a perfect image. And you're not okay with what you have. You're not. You're always trying to get more. And again, getting more is not a problem in certain areas. Again, if you're unsatisfied with your career, sure. If you're unsatisfied with, again, a lifestyle, change it. But if what you have in terms of a relationship works, why ruin it? Why ruin it? Again, people today have probably, tons of relationships over the course of their career, over the course of their life, really. Some last a couple months, some last a couple years. I've been on both ends of it. And yes, I mean, again, those relationships ended because of other reasons. But I've definitely, again, fallen into a victim of seeing what couples look like and wanting that. But the fact is, it's not true. You're never going to be perfect. I mean, I'm going to go to a wedding in July, of a couple friends. I'm not going to mention their names. A couple friends who I knew from day one they were going to get married. Day one. I knew they were going to get married. They were meant to be for each other. But was it perfect? No. Sometimes I'd see them fight. Sometimes it would